Meantime, the Lakers. Okay, so here's what LeBron says. There have been times when we're at our best, we look really good. And there are other times where it's disgusting.
You know what that sounds like, Ernie?
What?
Sounds like an old man. Like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I feel good. Then that next day you'd be like,
that's
sciatica,
disgusting.
Sciatica, it's hurting me.
Charles Barkley opened his mouth about the Lakers again, and what came out was so accurate it actually hurt to laugh at. The Washington Generals comparison, the Oprah Winfrey impression, the sciatica joke aimed straight at LeBron. Chuck did not hold back a single syllable. And honestly, every word landed. This one was special.
What? Why?
Why do you hate the Lakers, Chuck? Tell us.
Why I hate the Lakers? It's always somebody else's fault. Remember 3 years ago, it was Russell Westbrook's fault. Then it was Frank Vogel's fault. Then it was D'Angelo Russell's fault. Then it was Darvin Ham's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And it bothers me. Listen, you don't always blame other people for your shortcomings.
But my point is, it's got to do with style of play, got to do with
effort, Kenny.
Effort.
Yeah,
Come on, Kenny. This is the same thing we've been.
Let's just appreciate Charles Barkley before we even get into the substance of what he said, because the man has turned Lakers commentary into something that belongs in a museum at this point.
It's like an Oprah Winfrey show. You get a basket. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody who plays against the Lakers, they gonna make everybody look good. I mean, they're like the Washington Generals. They gonna make every team's the Globetrotters against them. I mean, and we can keep sugarcoating it, and I know they're going to make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team.
The NBA viewers already know the Lakers are Chuck's favorite subject. Not favorite because he loves them, favorite because they give him the most consistent, reliable supply of material for the kind of commentary that makes people spit out their drinks.
As Dallas played without Luka Dončić and Kyrie Irving, this was all about the Lakers.
And the Lakers proved to what I keep saying. The Lakers stink, plain and simple. We have to talk about them because the media is infatuated with the Lakers. But the Lakers are not a good team. They got zero athletic ability. They got a good shot every time. The Lakers could never keep them in front of them. This was a coaching masterpiece by Jason Kidd because there's no way that team that the Mavs put out there, especially one winning by 20, basically.
Lakers have been Chuck's comedy gift that keeps on giving for years now. And the latest episode of Inside the NBA handed him a few more fresh pieces of material, which he delivered with the precision of someone who's been doing this forever. It started with LeBron's own quote about the team. LeBron said, and this is a direct quote, that there are times when the Lakers look really good at their best, and other times when it is disgusting. He said it himself. The man described his own team as disgusting in a press conference, which is either remarkable self-awareness or a cry for help, depending on how generous you're feeling.
He just described who he should be and who the team should be based on what their personnel is at that time. They are old in certain parts. They don't have perimeter.
Wait, he's the only one old.
But they don't have perimeter defense. Young at the perimeter. So now there's no resistance for guys that get downhill.
Yes.
And I think that is the biggest thing. You know, yes, they don't have a great shot blockers, but they have shot block ability. But they do not have resistance at the 1, 2, and 3 position. And that is indicative of why they play like that.
Barkley took that quote and turned it into something nobody watching is going to forget anytime soon. He said, "It sounds like an old man waking up in the morning. One day you feel great, everything is working, you're moving well and feeling sharp. The next day, the sciatica is screaming at you and nothing cooperates." The connection between LeBron's description of the Lakers and the physical reality of aging was so specific and so well delivered that the entire Inside the NBA set completely lost it. And the thing is, it wasn't mean just to be mean, it was accurate. LeBron James is in his 40s playing professional basketball. His team has great nights and disgusting nights with very little predictability in between. That's not a coincidence. That's what late career athleticism looks like when you're asking a 41-year-old body to perform at the highest level of professional sports on a back-to-back schedule. But Chuck wasn't done with just one joke. He never is.
play like that.
I agree
J.J.
with
Bennett
Kenny.
going more to his own, too, to address the defensive issues on that team.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, like Luka and Austin Reaves have been terrific offensively. Luka flirt with a triple-double every night. Austin Reaves been killing the league, averaging over 25 points, but they've been a turnstile on defense. And whoever comes to town can just beat them off the dribble, drive and kick, and get other guys open. But you wanted to also get more from DeAndre Ayton as an anchor when you acquire him as the Lakers, and he's been pedestrian a lot of times, and I just don't think the Lakers, even though LeBron does a really good job at his
But when you
agent
open a bee's nest and all the bees, it's hard to block all the bees. You got DeAndre in there like this. Like, come on, it's like you got to have resistance out front.
But even offensively,
The panel got into the real basketball reasons behind the Lakers' defensive struggles, and the analysis was genuine and worth listening to. Even beneath all the comedy, the Lakers simply don't have perimeter defenders at the 1, 2, and 3 positions who can consistently slow down players attacking downhill. When you can't stop guards and wings from getting into the paint, everything behind them gets stressed. The shot blockers have to work harder, rotations get more complicated, the entire defensive structure becomes reactive instead of proactive. DeAndre Ayton was brought in with the expectation that he'd be an anchor in the paint, a physical presence who could clean up the mess created by perimeter breakdowns and provide real deterrence at the rim. By most honest evaluations, he's been pedestrian. Not awful, not the sole problem, but not the defensive anchor the Lakers needed when they made the move to bring him in. The bee's nest analogy came up, and it's actually a useful one. When you have no resistance on the perimeter, you're basically opening a bee's nest. Every bee that gets through is a driver hitting the paint with a full head of steam. You can have shot blockers back there, you can have size and length, but if you're dealing with multiple drivers at once because nobody stopped them at the point of attack, if every bee is already through, it's nearly impossible to block them all. The math of rotating, helping, and recovering just doesn't work in your favor when the perimeter defense is that porous.
Lakers talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team. Now, they got some really good teams in the West that we should be talking about because I'm starting to get on this San Antonio bandwagon right now. Obviously, we got OKC and Denver. We got Houston. But, man, them Spurs, they're knocking on that.
Austin Reaves and Luka Dončić have been outstanding offensively. This isn't up for debate. Luka flirts with a triple-double on a nightly basis. Reaves has been averaging over 25 points per game and has been one of the more impressive individual performances in the Western Conference this season. Offensively, the Lakers can score. They have the personnel to put points on the board against almost anyone. They're still number 5 in the West right now, the Lakers, and for the 11th time this season, they're expected to have LeBron and Austin Reaves and Luka Dončić together on the floor. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody gets a basket. The comparison to the Oprah impression, you get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody gets a basket. The comparison to the Oprah Winfrey Show, where Oprah famously gave away cars to every audience member, applied to the Lakers' defensive performance was so perfectly constructed it deserved its own standing ovation. Because the Lakers' defense really does operate like a giveaway show right now. Every team that comes to town gets their points. Every opposing player looks like an all-star against the Lakers on the perimeter. Come on down, grab your points. We're giving them out freely tonight and every night. And then came the Washington Generals line. For anyone who doesn't know the reference, the Washington Generals are the team that exists to lose to the Harlem Globetrotters. The Globetrotters are the entertainment, the spectacle, the showmanship. The Generals are the foil. Their job is basically to make the Globetrotters look amazing by being the team that gets beaten night after night. They are, professionally, structurally, institutionally, the team that loses. Charles Barkley looked at the Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise with 17 championships, the franchise of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, and said they are the Washington Generals. Every team that plays them is the Harlem Globetrotters. Every opponent comes in and puts on a show because the Lakers make everyone look good. The audience laughed, the panel laughed, and somewhere in the back of every Lakers fan's mind watching, a small voice probably said, he's not entirely wrong. The Clippers' Lawrence Frank tried to spin his team's situation by saying the goals hadn't changed, and this wasn't a white flag moment. Barkley's response to that was perfect too, noting that the Clippers have waved every color of flag available at this point, not just white. Purple flag, orange flag, blue flag, all the flags have been waved. The white flag is just the most recent in a long line of flags that started the moment Kawhi Leonard's injury history became a recurring storyline in the team's long-term planning. But the Lakers were the main attraction in this segment, and Barkley made sure it delivered. The broader defensive analysis from the panel was honest and worth taking seriously underneath all the entertainment of Chuck's delivery. The Lakers are 5th in the Western Conference right now, which sounds fine on the surface, but 5th in the West means navigating a playoff bracket that includes Oklahoma City, Denver, Houston, and the San Antonio Spurs, all of whom are playing better basketball with more defensive cohesion than the Lakers are showing right now. Barkley specifically mentioned that he's jumping on the San Antonio bandwagon, and that deserves attention because Chuck doesn't usually hand out praise without a reason. The Spurs are 3rd in the Western Conference and have already beaten Oklahoma City, the top seed, 3 times this season. Dylan Harper is averaging 11 points per game as a 19-year-old rookie. The organization is rebuilt around young talent with real upside, and they're doing it in a way that suggests this isn't a one-year fluke, but the start of something sustainable. The Lakers, by contrast, are built around an aging superstar at the tail end of his career, a transcendent talent in Luka Dončić who still isn't fully integrated into the team's identity, and a supporting cast with real offensive firepower and genuinely concerning defensive holes. The formula works on some nights and completely falls apart on others, exactly what LeBron meant when he used the word disgusting. What makes Barkley's commentary hit beyond just the jokes is that he's willing to say what more reverent parts of sports media are still dancing around. The Lakers are a mediocre team right now, not bad enough to be interesting in a rebuild, not good enough to be a real threat to the best teams in the West. They're stuck in that frustrating middle ground where they're relevant enough to command national attention because LeBron James commands national attention no matter what, but not good enough to do anything meaningful with it in May and June. The LeBron aging conversation is uncomfortable for a lot of media people to have directly, which is exactly why Barkley doing it with a sciatica joke is both funny and necessary. The physical reality of playing professional basketball at 41 years old, even for someone as well-maintained as LeBron, shows up in the exact inconsistency he described. Great nights and disgusting nights. Good mornings and bad mornings. Some days the sciatica cooperates and some days it doesn't. This isn't disrespecting what LeBron has done. His longevity alone is an incredible athletic achievement that deserves real recognition. But recognizing the achievement doesn't mean pretending the decline isn't happening. And Barkley is one of the few mainstream voices willing to say that plainly without wrapping it in 17 layers of qualifiers. The stat about LeBron and Reaves and Luka playing together just 11 times this season is also revealing in the bigger picture. A trio that important to the team's offensive and defensive identity has shared the floor 11 times in a season that's already well past the midpoint. Injuries, load management, scheduling, all of it has kept the core from building the chemistry and continuity that winning teams develop over months of playing together. You can't build real defensive cohesion in 11 games. You can't develop the trust and rotations and assignments that playoff defense demands when your key guys haven't spent enough time on the floor together. The zone defense conversation, the Lakers leaning more towards zone to cover up their perimeter issues, tells you a lot about where the coaching staff is right now. Zone is a tool teams use when their man-to-man personnel can't consistently stop people one-on-one. It can work as a changeup, a rhythm breaker, a temporary wrinkle, but sustained zone defense in the playoffs against elite offenses isn't a solution. It's a band-aid. The Spurs, the Thunder, the Nuggets, those teams will find the gaps in a zone and punish them every time. The Washington Generals comparison stings because the Lakers have spent most of this season making everyone they play look better than they probably are. Teams come in, attack the perimeter, get into the paint, kick out for open threes, and walk away with box scores that make their highlight reels look incredible. The Harlem Globetrotters have been running through the Lakers' defense with the same freedom the real Globetrotters have been running through the real Generals since 1971. Chuck saw it. He said it. The crowd laughed, the panel laughed, and every Lakers fan watching at home laughed too. In that specific, painful way people laugh at things that are true about something they love. The West is loaded this season. Oklahoma City at the top, the Spurs right behind them making noise, Denver with their championship DNA, Houston with young legs and defensive intensity. The Lakers, sitting fifth, have real work to do if they want to be taken seriously in the playoffs instead of being viewed as a first-round exit waiting to happen. Barkley isn't going to stop talking about the Lakers. They're too relevant nationally and too reliable as material for him to ignore. But the quality of material they're giving him this season has gone way up, and that's not a good sign for anyone hoping the Lakers figure things out before April.